doing the last 45 minute size quick show of the year. It is New Year's Eve. I hope you have had a wonderful year and double checking if my microphone's on. Everything looks good. Let's go. Hip cars. We are starting with training the muscles, getting mobile, all at the same time. We're bringing this knee up as high as it can go directly in front. We're lifting that leg to the side. Open up that hip. Rotate this leg from there into horizontal. And from horizontal, get a little bit further. There's no mic on YouTube, and now there should be a mic on YouTube because the light is no longer flashing. All right, let's go back. Lifting that leg up to the side. Then bring it up as high as you can go, and then bring the leg down and back, flexing the hamstring, flexing the glutes, pulling this leg back, 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 back behind you. That is one rep. We're gonna do 10 more of these on the left side, 10 more on the right side, and then we'll go do them in reverse. Let's do it. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. 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 That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 9, and 10. Hip cars going forward. Part 1, done. Let's do that again on the right side. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, off bounds. Open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. Pretty sure that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Those are hip cars. Going forward, let's get ready to do them going backwards. The motions, the points that we're trying to hit are all the same, but go in reverse order. It's a little bit challenging sometimes. So let's focus on each move. Bring the leg back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, really pull this leg back. When we're doing the other direction, it's easy to get a little lazy at the very end. I do it all the time. And so when we go in reverse, really focus on bringing that leg back. Focus on this stretch in the front, contracting the muscles in the back, bringing this knee back behind you. And then we're gonna lift to the side. We're gonna add a little whoosh, like we're martial artists or something, we're cool. But from here, what we really care about is getting the leg to horizontal first, then rotating that leg at the hip so that the knees come down and the ankle goes up, 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 up. Then we're gonna swap that whole thing, bring the knee high, ankle down, and then finally rotate everything over here so the knee is facing forward. That is one rep. We're gonna do 10 of those. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3, maybe 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10 hip cars. On the left side, give your hips a little light massage because they have been contracting so hard, lifting your leg and getting them to move in all sorts of places. We have one last leg. Let's do it. Back. Lift. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 3. Back. side, ankle up, ankle down, knee 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, I think that's 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee 8, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee 9, back, side, this last one, ankle up, ankle down, knee, that is hip cars, going forward, going backwards, left side, right side, we're done with hip cars. That is the first of our warm-up exercises. I hope your hips are feeling a little bit more loose, a little bit more mobile, and your blood is pumping, your heart rate is up, because that is the goal. We're moving on into the second warm-up exercise. We're doing some elephant walks. Elephant walks look a little bit like this. Basically, like we're just trying to touch our toes. We're gonna get into this L shape. Trying to keep the knees pretty straight. If they bend a little bit because you have knee pain, that is absolutely a-okay. If they bend, try to bring your belly button even lower to compensate for that reduced hamstring stretch. Okay? If you're stuck a little bit higher up, that is absolutely okay. It's part of the process. Let's go. Try and bring the belly button as low as you can go. Get those hamstrings maybe just underneath the glutes, feeling real tight. And chill, relax. This is the warm-up. We are just taking it chill for a second. You can change the position of your legs, widen the stance if you'd like, and keep on bringing that belly button down, 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 down. If you bend the knees, really focus on bringing the belly button as low as you can go. If you straighten the knees, you can come up a little bit, but keep on trying to bring your belly button down to the ground. Now that we've hung out here for a couple of seconds, we're going to start bending one knee, straighten out the other, and we're going to start going back and forth. Bend, 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 bend. We're going to hang out here for probably 30, 40 seconds. I want you to feel the hamstrings kind of tingly and wiggling and uncomfortable in here in the back of your leg. You have 3 muscles that make up your hamstrings. One of them is called a type of bicep. So you have like 4 ropes of things coming in at various points throughout your leg, just in the hamstring muscles, not including all your other stuff. And if you can feel the muscles through your leg shifting in place and going up and down and side to side, that is good. That is what we want. We want the hamstrings stretched. We want them doing stuff. We want them working. We want them getting stronger in the stretched position. And I feel like I have filled this exercise with enough talking. We can probably get ready to move on. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up for a second. If your toes are tingly, make sure to shake out the legs. Give it a little wiggle. Relax those muscles a little bit. And we're going to add in some thoracic rotation. We're going to get back into that same position where we just did. So legs decently wide apart, folding at the hips, bending one knee. My left knee is bent, my right leg is straight, reaching across, and we're going to do some thoracic rotations, which is basically just doing some twists. We're going to extend that arm up into the air. We're going to use the hand on the ankle to push our chest open. Reach, 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 reach. Look at the fingers. Look at where they're pointing, and come back down. Whew. Other side. Left leg is straight. Right arm is reaching across the body to push. Chest is rotating to the left. Left hand is up. Head is rotated to the left. Look at where your fingers are pointing, and back down. That is 1. We're going to do 5 total. Let's go. Number 2. Reach, 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 and down. Reach, 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 and down. Try a different variation where you really bring the belly button down first, and then you start rotating. You might feel like you're a little bit more horizontal, and the reach will feel a little bit different. Reach. That's 3 part 1, 3 part 2. We got 2 more. Hope your back is feeling a little bit more relaxed. Let's go. 4. And last one. reach, 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 5, reach, 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 5. Whew, that is some thoracic rotation. I hope you got a little bit of movement in those shoulders, in the upper half of the back, because that is what is designed to rotate the bottom part. Your low back isn't going to move very much in general, but I hope your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your spine is feeling a little bit more lively. Let's go. We're going to move on into the third warm-up exercise, and it is the hardest of them all. We're doing the Cossack switch. The goal here is to drop down to one side and keep on going from side to side. But when we get here, I want you to focus on keeping the heel down, the toes up, and bring your knee over your toes, or in the direction that your toes are pointing. And I want you to feel this Achilles tendon stretch, this calf stretch right here. I want you to feel the pressure in your ankle, pressure in your hip. I want you to hang out here for a second, work on those quads, and then try to squish your way down as small and compact as you can. If your heels come up when you squish down, that is absolutely a-okay. While we squish and we wait for some of these muscles to get a little bit more relaxed, let's talk about this leg. This leg, the heels are down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. This is external leg rotation. We need it for the side splits. And that's about everything I'm going to say about it today. So we've hung out here for just a second or two. Let's switch over and get our butts over to the other side. You can put your hands down and transition that weight over. We're going to get back into this position. Your knees are traveling in the same direction as your toes are pointing. From here, we're feeling the Achilles tendon stretch, the calf stretch. We're feeling that pressure in the ankle, pressure in the hips. The quads are firing. If you need a break, you can support yourself with your hand. And then we're going to try and squish down. Squish, 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 squish. Get as small and compact as possible. Get those muscles to loosen up, because we're going to start moving from side to side, and we want the muscles to cooperate. That heel, again, it can come up a little bit when you're in this squished position, and we're trying to stretch out the muscles. Same thing on this side. Heels down, toes up, knees up. Now, let's talk about the actual going from side to side. We got easy versions, we got medium versions, and we got alternative versions. The easier one is to try to sit back a little bit so that your heel is on the ground again. If you can't quite get there, that's okay. You can put your hands down on the floor. You can help shift your weight over to the other side, slow and gentle. I want you to keep in mind, when you get to the other side, try to get your heel down, toes up, knees up. Try to get your heels down and sit deep and comfortable in this position. You might not be able to get quite as deep as me, but if you are stuck here, that is a perfect place to be as well. From here, if you don't want to use your hands, you want to go a little bit harder, we can go across and back, across and back. I want you to try to sink down and sit into this position, heels down, and try to get squished and real low, because this side with the extended leg is basically a side split. Alternatives, if your knees are hurting, you can come and do a quarter squat, come across, and then sink down. Quarter squat, across, sink down, instead of keeping your hips really low and going from side to side. Whew, that's it. Let's go. Sink down into one side, and we're gonna start. We're gonna do 10 reps. You ready? Hands down. 1. 1 part 2. 2. 2 part 2. 3. 3 part 2. 4. 4 some more. 5. 5 again. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10 again. All right, come on up out of that. If you are still catching up, you weren't able to keep up with my pace, which is totally normal because I'm totally out of breath right now. That is okay, because I talk for so much time that you got plenty of time to catch up. We just finished 3 of our warm-up exercises. Those are all of our warm-up exercises. And if you're just joining and you have no idea what these exercises are for, we're doing 45 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community of other people who wish they could show up more, and hopefully together, combining consistency, community, good vibes, we're trying to make a whole bunch of progress in our side split goals. So if that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. This is the last stretch of the year. We have just finished our warm-up exercises, and now it's time to move on to the stretches. I have lost my cushion, but I recommend you get a cushion for the next stretch because we are doing a hamstring stretch, and we're dropping down to one knee, and we are folding forward like this. Ooh, I've been sent a pillow. I hope you grab a cushion as well for that knee. It's not mandatory, but it helps. So you cannot focus on the tension in the knee, and you can focus instead on the stretch in front of you. Usually we take a little water break, but I also don't have any water. I am thoroughly unprepared today. Let's move on into the next stretch. We are doing the hamstring stretch, and in the hamstring stretch, I want you to point your hips forward, your shoulders forward, your head forward, and this leg that we're going to stretch forward. If you're struggling with balance immediately, you can widen your stance just a little bit so that you have a little bit more support. I'm going to spin over to this side so it's easier to see what my body is doing, but you don't have to move. From here, I want you to try to pull this leg deep into the hip socket so that you're not just extended like this trying to do a front split. It is a hamstring stretch. From here, we'll bring the belly button, this puppy right here, down towards that hamstring. We're going to try to keep a low back relatively straight, and we're going to just hang out here for a little bit. We're going to take a deep inhale, and when we exhale, we're going to try and fold forward. Exhale if you haven't been exhaling. Take some normal breaths, relax. This is intense, your hamstrings are crying. We're going to do one more. Inhale, slow exhale and fold. Your hamstrings are crying, they're tired, this is not fun. And now we're starting at 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the hamstring stretch. Come on out of it. Oh, pull the leg back in and quick breath. We're going to reset for the next one. Drop over to the other side. Switch knees. Open up the stance if you need it for balance. Fold your belly button forward. We're going to take a nice big deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Hamstring stretch. You might notice one side is way stretchier than the other, and that is normal. A-okay, especially if you have old injuries. All right. Hope you've taken some normal breaths because we're doing one last inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. Fold. And once you can't get any deeper, you're as deep as you can get. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Remember, this is all about bringing the belly button down. It's not about your head. It's not about your shoulders. It's not about your chest coming down. It's about the belly button. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is the hamstring stretch. You don't need this cushion anymore. You can toss it away or just gently place it somewhere else so it's not in your way we have finished the first of our 5 stretches. Take a quick break for a second, grab a sip of water, and I am going to grab a sip of water and check the chat. Queen RRR says, yes, we can hear you now. Lovely, great. And YouTube is going well. Let's see what's going on in the chat in TikTok. Tim says, I'm ready, and says hello. Tiffany says, okay, I gotta do the butterfly after I'm done. Happy New Year. Goodbye. Tiffany says, I'm so proud of everyone here. Yes, that is a really good point. Thank you for being here, everybody, on New Year's Eve. And I hope we can make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits together this year. Next year? I guess this year's over. Next year? Kanowski says here. Lovely, lovely. Jay Pizzle says, hi, hello. Tiffany says, I'm sorry, I can't finish. I've already been indulging. I'm going to try and finish. I'm not going to give in. Oh, Tiffany, keep it up. Actually, you said you would finish the butterfly later. I love it. Okay. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for giving it a try. And thank you for trying to be very consistent. Getting a little bit done, getting that little checkbox, if that makes you happy, and that's going to help you stay consistent. That's all that matters. All right, I'm scrolling to the bottom of the chat. Joni says, Happy New Year. Or Junie says, Happy Andrew says, I followed after joining like 8 different nights. Oh, I'm impressed that you were able to find the live 8 different times without following. Unless you're saying you're doing the exercises now this time on the 8th time, but you've watched the show 7 times to learn. On your For You page, wow, TikTok really wants you to join. I'm impressed. I had no idea. Hello, Joey says, how often you go live? I go live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on the weekends, I go live at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So I do double duty on the weekends. Whew. Okay, that is all I'm going to do in the chat for now. Let's get into stretch number 2. It is time for the butterfly. I recommend you do this against a wall. I'm going to use this table leg, but I'm going to demonstrate against the wall first. And I'm going to do it slightly off to the side right here. Okay, what I want the wall for is I want you to lean your back against the wall, have your hips, your shoulder, your head against that wall so that you have this nice, firm posture. But more importantly, when your back is stuck in position, it can't go anywhere, you can really focus on bring your knees down to the ground. I'm going to rotate real quick so you can see what we're even talking about. The butterfly looks like this. We are trying to sit up relatively straight, trying to pull the feet in towards our body. We're trying to bring the knees down into the ground. If you're sitting here and you're trying to push into your knees, you're probably bouncing and going back and forth. And that's why we have the wall, to help keep your upper body straight so you can focus on opening up these legs. When we are working on opening up these legs, I want you to use these muscles in the outer thighs and in the glutes to help pull the legs down to the ground, to pull the knees down into the ground. And this is going to be a little bit challenging. It's going to be a little bit hard, especially if you've never used the muscles to do it manually and you've just been folding forward and going, okay, great, this is a stretch. La, 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 la. Once you are here, you work those muscles. I want you to apply a little bit of pressure with your hands. If you did this without the wall, you're probably in a weird scrunched up position. If you have the wall, when you apply pressure to the legs, you'll feel pressure in the shoulders, in the back of your head, and that's basically the wall in the back of your head, keeping you in position for this stretch. I hope you're ready, and I hope you're in position and you understand what we are doing. Because now we're applying pressure, bring the knees down to the ground with muscle power and some hand pushing strength. Cool? We're in position. Let's go. 30 seconds. I'm going to spin over here so I have an actual wall. 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Remember, we're flexing some muscles, but you don't have to flex the whole time. You can relax for a second. And then when you start flexing again, see if maybe you're accidentally flexing some muscles that are counter the stretch. Maybe you're flexing some inner thigh muscles and not just the outer thigh muscles. Whew. I forgot what number we got to. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let your hands go for a second. your legs might be feeling quite stuck. They don't want to move right now, and that's okay. Just pull on each of those legs, give them a little shake, flap the wings of that butterfly in the butterfly stretch, and when the legs are starting to come back to life, it's time to get on to stretch number 3. We are doing some standing pancake. We got options for the standing pancake. If you want, you can do a seated pancake, which the only difference is, imagine this is a chair instead of a table. You're resting your butt on the edge of that chair and you are folding forward, which is basically the exact same as the standing pancake, except you get a little bit of support for your butt, okay? In the standing pancake, we're opening the legs. Doesn't have to be crazy wide. Comfortable is all I care about. We're folding forward at the hips, bringing the belly button pointed towards the ground, and we are getting into this position where it looks like we're just trying to touch our toes, all right? That is the starting position for the standing pancake, and pretty much any pancake. The goal is to bring the belly button down, to bring the chest down, to bring the head down in preferably a very straight line, and do that, except deeper. It's really hard. I'm gonna adjust the earbud and the microphone real quick. It's really hard to do, and that's why we like the standing pancake variation, because gravity is pulling our head, our chest, our belly button down towards the ground for us, and every little bit helps. Cool? From here, we got a couple of options. I want you to get the body as horizontal as possible, and I want you to decrease the angle as much as possible. So I want you to imagine sticking your butt back a little bit to help counterbalance your upper body. I want you to extend the arms forward if you can to make it feel heavier and make you feel like you're gonna drop down. All your muscles are gonna fire. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna feel painful, and that is the stretch. We're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. Ready? If you're in a chair or in a stool, or even just resting your butt against the wall for a little bit of support, you can still do this stretch, and it will be just a tad bit easier to get into because your muscles won't be working as hard. I hope that is enough information to get you started, because that's all I got. Let's go. Fold forward at the hips, bring the belly button down, extend the arms to make it harder, reduce to make it not as hard. Open up your legs when you're folded forward if you want to get a deeper adductor leg stretch. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Remember, this is all about folding at the hips and bringing your belly button down in between your legs. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Pull your legs in if you can. Heel, toe, walk them in, whatever you gotta do. Wiggle, get your legs back in, and that is some variation of a pancake. Whew. If you did that right, you're feeling the stretch in a whole bunch of different places, but the two main places are your inner thighs, the adductors, A-D-D-U-C-T-O-R, adductor, and your hamstrings. Maybe there's a little bit of tingly sensation right underneath your butt cheeks. That is where your hamstrings attach into your bones. All right, so the muscles don't move your flesh and soft tissue. Your muscles are the soft tissue, and they pull your bones together, attached to some tendons. So the hamstrings attach in the bottom of your pelvis. If you were watching, a skeleton from the front, you would have like that weird heart-shaped thing. That's the pelvis, and the hamstrings attach to the bottom of your pelvis, where your sits bone is. If you were sitting on the on something hard and you're like, oh, my butt bone hurts, that is your sits bone, and that is where your hamstrings connect to. So when you're standing, your hamstring goes from here to just below the knee, and when you're folded forward, that part of your pelvis is going up, 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 up. It's going from here all the way up to out here, and that's what the hamstring stretch is, and that's why it becomes hard to do, because you just made the distance that the muscle has to travel go from sort of like here all the way to out there. Cool? That was a long explanation because I want to give you a chance to rest in between those stretches before your butt gives up on life. Let's go and move on to stretch number 4. Stretch number 4 is the pigeon or the figure 4. I'm pretty sure the last stretch we did yesterday was the figure 4, so we're going to do the pigeon today. Both stretches are doing something very similar. We're bringing the leg up to the other side of the body. If I were not wearing dark shorts, it might look like the number 4. We're going to grab that leg. We're going to bring the belly button down towards the leg, and we want to feel the stretch here in the side of the glute, in the side of the butt. All right? That's the stretch. That's all it is. It's called the pigeon stretch, and if you've done some yoga before, you've seen it. It looks a little like this. We'll bring this leg across the body. We're going to fold down, keep this set of hips low to the ground. I'm going to try and bring the middle of our chest to the middle of that leg, and you're going to feel a stretch here, but you also might feel it in the hamstrings. This back leg over here, you got a choice. You can ignore it completely and just keep going, because the main thing we care about is totally accomplished, just like this. Or you can try and be more advanced yoga-y and stick that leg back behind you and try to get it nice and straight. It's not that important for us. We spend most of the stretch folding forward. We're not doing much of this extension process, so there isn't a need for this stretch to be super intense anyway. But if you'd like to work on both things at the same time, because you like to multitask, you're an overachiever, you can elevate the leg in front of you so that you open up a little bit more space for this leg to be here. I'm going to just do a push-up to demonstrate, because I'm not going to go grab blocks. But if your leg was up higher, then your hips would also come higher, and then there'd be more space to do that. You can grab some yoga blocks. I also don't have those. That's why I'm not demonstrating. So I hope that helps. Let's get into some pigeon. If you prefer the figure 4 and you know what the figure 4 is, because we do it every other day, go ahead and get into that. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna spin around this way because this is the hip that's getting stretched out. We are bringing the leg across the body. We are folding so that our body is over the leg. Aim for the midpoint of the chest to sort of hit between your knees and your ankle, that midpoint as well. Fold forward, keep these hips low, and keep the chest a little bit higher, because you want to be folding at the hips, not bowing down. All right, that's it. We're in position. Let's go. 30, 29, 28. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's one side. We got one more side. It's not going to be much explanation. We're just getting right into it. Spin around. Get ready. Cross the leg across the body. Keep the hips low. Fold the belly button down. Aim the midpoint of your chest to the midpoint of the leg between the ankle and the knee. And feel the stretch out here in the side of your butt. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. You might notice your legs are not remotely symmetrical in their stretch capability, and that is normal. That is okay. My right leg is less flexible than my left leg for sure, at least in this rotation part of the stretch. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on out of that stretch. Come on up, come on up, come on up. give your hips a light massage. And by massage, I mean just beat the crap out of those hips. Relax those muscles. Oh, and that is all of our stretches. Before we get into the side splits, it's time for some side splits. If you are just coming in and you have no idea, we do 45 minutes of live side split stretching every single day. Today's the last session of the year, and we do it at 9 p.m. Eastern every day to practice consistency, to build a little community, and to hopefully make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits and our hip mobility together. If that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. Let's do some side splits. Before we get into side splits, officially, let's talk about safety. All right, side splits are kind of scary. They're a little painful. If this is your first time getting into one, we're going to spend a lot of time in this position where we're kind of leaned in front, and that is absolutely a-okay because you got hands for that. But you start falling backwards, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And you start falling. I'd prefer if you had something behind you that you can fall onto and catch yourself. In this case, I got a nice table, and if I fell backwards, I can lean against it and look casual and look real cool, like I never fell. But in general, I prefer if you have something a little bit more sturdy, something against a wall so that it won't just slide out from behind you. And in general, I recommend the wall, because it ain't going nowhere. If you realize that the wall is our best friend in stretching, then good, you've learned something today. From here, if you were in that side split lowish position and you were forward, fine. But when you're going backwards, you're like, what? Oh, wow, that one hurt. I was not expecting to hit the wall that hard. But that hurt way less than if I slam my butt into the ground. And that is what the wall is for, is to keep you from falling real far back and getting yourself into an uncomfortable position. All right, that's the wall. Get in front of it. I recommend 8 to 12 inches. That's about 1 footstep-ish for most people. And with that, it's time to get started. Let's get into some side splits. We're gonna open up the legs decently wide. It doesn't have to be crazy. I definitely don't want your hips to hurt. If your hips are already hurting, come back up, and we're gonna start with folding. Fold at the hips, bring the belly button down, point it to the ground, and put your hands down if you can. When you are already in this position, you can try to open up the legs a little bit further. And from here, I want you to really lean forward so that your body weight is in your hands. When your body weight is in your hands, it makes it easier to externally rotate your legs, which means we're rotating the legs so that the heel is down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. Again, heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. This is a side split position. We need to rotate the legs so that the thigh bone does not smash into the hip bone, into the pelvis, and this is that rotation. Cool? Walk your hands back from this position. Try to take that weight we pushed away in front into our arms and put it back into the legs. Walk, 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 walk if you can. And this is your side split that we're gonna start with. We're gonna wiggle from side to side, throw your weight around, try to break the friction holding your feet back from a deeper position. And once you can't get any deeper, ah, man, it's so deep. 30 seconds, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, remember to breathe. Take your time to try to chill. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. You can add a little wiggle in at any time if you feel like you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. If this is uncomfortable, wiggle around, move, take your mind off things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, slowly pull your legs in. And that is our first side split stretch. Come into a kneeling position, chill, hang out for a little bit. You might notice there's quite a bit of tension on the sides of your hips. If you've been wondering why I say pound, massage them, beat them up, it's because there was more coming. There's more coming. Keep on giving yourself some nice massage. And when you can, come back into standing. We are going to shake it out. If you're just joining in for the first time, shaking it out looks a little bit like this. Where imagine you're flicking water off of your legs when you come out of the pool, when you come out of the pond, the lake, I don't know what else you're doing. It's a rainy day, your shoes got soaked, you're just flicking the soggy water all over your home when you get home and take off your shoes. And I want you to keep flicking. Flick, 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 flick. When you do this, your legs, your ankles are going to flop around, your calves are going to flop around, your muscles start to relax. And we know they're relaxed because they're going to start looking like a little wiggly, a little jiggly, a little floppy. If they were very tense, then you would look more like a robot. So we're forcing our muscles to relax, and we're teaching our body to relax the muscles. It might not happen on day one, but eventually we want them to learn that when we shake, we want to relax. And when we're relaxed, we are going to be able to get a nicer, more thorough side split stretch in round 2. You can apply this technique pretty much to anything that your muscles are going to be tired after. The more you're able to relax the muscles, the better you'll be able to contract in the next round of whatever fitness thing you have going on. Whew. Shake out the leg. Shake, 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 shake. We want to wiggle. We want to loosen. If you feel like you're ready to graduate from the classic flick and do whatever it is that my leg is doing, I want you to add some very thoughtful pieces. A little bit is this flick, right? And it looks like it's coming mostly from the knee. That's fine. I want you to add a little bit in the hip. And I want you to almost sort of like be a dolphin kick out of there. Just a little bit. I'm exaggerating a little bit when I do all of that, but we want a little bit of relaxation that extends all the way up the leg. Additionally, if you can, maybe plant a toe down and then wiggle the heel back and forth so that the hamstrings, the thighs flop around from side to side. That is another version of getting some of these upper leg muscles to relax, because when you're flicking like this, it feels like it's just happening below the knee. There's a lot of information. You don't have to figure all of it out today. We do this every single day. Keep coming back, keep on putting a little bit of time into practice, and you will get it. Once you have figured out this sort of flopping from side to side, you'll be able to get the leg to just do crazy relaxing things. Just, okay. All right. We've spent a ton of time here on relaxing the legs. So much time that your legs probably aren't relaxed and they're just getting more tense because you're trying to figure out how to do all these crazy things with your legs. So I think it's time to move on. Let's get into side split number 2. Once again, get in front of whatever it is that is going to help keep you safe. Could be a wall, could be a desk. Make sure when you fall back on it, it's not going to just slide out behind you, because that would be awful. Open up those legs. Get ready. Let's get into a side split. Make sure your hips don't hurt yet. If they're hurting already, come back into a less intense stretch. Fold forward. Put your hands down. Now you can spread the legs as far as you want. And from here, we're walking the hands back. Oh, sorry, no, we're not. We are externally rotating the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. Then we're walking the hands back towards our hips and putting all that weight back into our legs. Hopefully that relaxation is giving you a little bit of help and you're a little bit deeper than that first round of side splits. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Do a little wiggle from side to side. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I did not make any progress there. So I think 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. I know I'm talking fast. I'm just trying to distract you, and I guess really distract myself from the discomfort of this stretch. Ooh, a fruit fly. That's not a good sign. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is side split number 2. Walk your hands forward, pull your knees in, kneel on the ground if you need to, and chill. Breathe, relax. And the side split number 2, come back into standing if you can. Shake out the legs. We're shaking it out, part 2. We have one more side split, so make this shake count. Take all the things you learned about random shaky stuff and try your best to apply it. There was a lot of information in that previous round, so just try your best. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. We just did round 2. So chances are your muscles are going to be a little bit more tired than after round 1. Hypothetically, we want to relax them as much as we can and give them as much love as possible before we get into round 3. But I'm pretty sure, based off of the experiments I've been running on the lives, that doesn't make that much of a difference after 10-15 seconds. So let's do it. It's time. Round 3 of the side splits. We are getting in front of the safety object thing that we are going to rely on when we start falling backwards, whether it's a table, whether it's a wall. We are going to open up those legs, fold forward, put our hands down, externally rotate the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, the knees are up on both sides. Walk the hands back towards our hips. Put all of the weight that we moved into our arms back into our legs. Sit as deep as you can into that stretch and breathe. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can get just a little bit deeper by breaking the friction, holding your sticky feet back on the ground. And that's it. This is our third and final stretch. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. This is a fantastic time to call out. If you cannot get as deep and you need some support with your hands, having some yoga blocks, having a book or something to give yourself a little bit of support is always very nice. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. You know, it'd be really funny if I did this at like on the hour so that when I was counting down the final 10, it was actually New Year's. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Put your hands in front of you. Pull your legs in. We're done. That is the third and final side split stretch of the day, potentially of the year. If you want bonus credit and get your bonus points, I'm not going to be here to see it, so you can do whatever you want. But I am done. Give your hips a little bit of a light massage. Help them relax a little bit after that third and final side split. Come back into standing. We're going to shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. I have not come back to the chat in a while. So after this, I'm going to hang out the chat, wish Happy New Year's to everybody, and answer any questions that are in the live. And in the meantime, I guess we're going to keep on wiggling. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake, 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 shake. You can experiment with this. Once you understand the principle of we're just trying to get our muscles to relax as much as possible, and if your legs are moving around and they're flopping and they're turning into jello, that is proof those leg muscles are not tense and are just loose and flopping around, then you can do whatever you want. You can do a floppy dance. You can turn into the air balloon thing that they have in front of car dealerships to get your attention on the highway. You can turn into a big old bowl of jello. I don't know, whatever you want. Once your legs are starting to feel a little bit more relaxed, you've perhaps experimented with some of the different things I've talked about, this wiggle out your hamstrings, to wiggle out your quads, to shake out your calves, your ankles. Then we're going to do a couple of quick joint checks just to make sure everything is working smoothly. Everything should be fine if you just rigorously shook out your whole entire body, but it's good to check. We're going to start with some hip circles. These should feel really good if your hips were getting real tight in between each of the stretches, because this gives you a chance to stretch it out every rotation. Once you've done a couple of those and everything feels okay, let's do some high knees. With those high knees, we are going to pop into a mini squat. We're going to fold at the hips. We're going to drop those hips back. We're going to put some pressure in the knees, put some pressure in the ankles, put some pressure in the toes and feet. And we're going to try and do a little calf raise. Work on that balance a little bit. If you could do all of those things, if you could fold, if you could move, then you are very likely, probably quite okay. So with that, it is time to wrap up because we are done. Done. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for being here and practicing consistency. And thank you for being here for the final side split stretch of the year. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So thank you. Okay. I'm going to grab a sip of water. I'm out of breath. I went a little fast today. I was trying to wrap up so that you guys can get back to whatever festivities you may or may not have. And I think that showed. We only have 51 minutes right now. So boom. I'm working closer and closer to that 45-minute goal. I promised 45 minutes, but it hasn't been 45 minutes in a very long time. All right. Since I've been gone for so long, I'm going to check out the chat and see what is up. Sina on YouTube asked, how long did you hold it? And Queen RR has answered, we hold it for 30 seconds. I'm trying to split 2. I'm doing 5 rounds of 1 minute and 1 minute out for a total of 10 minutes. That is a lot of time. The pancake split is the hardest split for me because it's a combination of hamstring flexibility and folding at the hips, and I need a lot of work. If you saw the couple of stretches that I do, the pancake is definitely the one where I have the most difficulty. But we spend a lot of time in the hamstring stretches because I know that's the case for me, and I imagine it'll be the case for most people. That folding forward in the pancake is going to be hard. So we spend a lot of time on those hamstring stretches. Alec400 on TikTok says, Happy New Year's Eve, Ken. Happy New Year's Eve, Alec. Sarah, thank you for coming back. Thank you for being super ultra consistent this last week. Thank you for being here. Ganasti says thank you. V says thank you. And I'm going to scroll way up into the chat and see what I have missed because I have not looked at the chat since I think the second stretch. Chase says, that can be our 2026 end of year goal to end with your countdown and be in 2027. Yes, if 1 year from now I cannot get the side splits, this would be such a bummer. I'm so close. So hopefully by 2026 or the end of 2026, countdown into 2027, I'll be able to pull it off and we'll just have a special moment of the butt dropping to the ground. Chase says, don't forget to drink some water. Thank you. My water bottle was right by the camera, so I didn't drink any because I never came back to the phone for chat time. All right. Sorry, everybody. Give me 1 second. I'm going to scroll to the top and see what else we got to address. I have missed a whole bunch of stuff. When was the last time that I saw something I recognized? We got a lot of Happy New Year's, so this is amazing. Kendra says, no, the FYP has brought me. Exactly, keep going. That's incredible. I'm so happy that the For You page has sent me to you like 7 or 8 times in a row. And now you finally joined. It's, there's like a marketing thing where it's like if you don't see an ad like 7 times subconsciously, nobody will buy or something. And you just told me that the For You page just sent my live to you at least 8 times, and now you're here and you followed. Must be true, I guess. Alex says Happy New Year. Alexo Wadan says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Junie says you should get a text-to-audio device so you can respond to messages without pausing to read. Oh, that's a really good point. I've never thought about that. I don't watch that many live streams, so that never occurred to me, but that is definitely a thing that I have seen before. And Kendra says, Junie, that's a good idea. Great. I will look into that. Tiffany says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Hero is me says Happy New Year to Americans. Sarah says Happy New Year. We got this. I like the enthusiasm. Thank you. Okay, scrolling. Little Liz says, my New Year resolution is to finally keep up with your lives and videos. I want to learn how to split. Amazing. Well, it's perfect because I'm here every single day and we are doing a little bit of practice. You don't have to be here every single day. I am here every single day because I care about consistency first and foremost. If you do other things, if you have other forms of exercise that you like, you do not have to spend every single 9 p.m. with me. You can do 3 days a week, 2 days a week. So come in, hang out as often as you'd like, and hopefully the good vibes that I bring to the live and the good vibes you bring to the live will help us make a whole bunch of progress towards our side splits. I got a question over here, I think from Cena, that just came in on YouTube. Man, can you do a full split? I cannot. I'm very close, but I cannot do a full split. I'm working on it. I am working on it, and that is why the most important thing for me right now is practicing consistency, because I know if I stop, I'm not gonna make any more progress. I'm gonna probably start falling backwards, getting higher and higher off the ground, and then I would have to work so much harder to get back. I think mentally, spiritually, it'll be like an emotional beating. So I'm gonna keep practicing consistency. I'm gonna keep showing up until I get them. Sarah says, do you know what this could be? It's in the leg that's bent in front of us. I don't know what that sentence is about. So I'm gonna just keep scrolling. Moving on. We had a whole bunch of people follow. Incredible. Thank you everybody for hanging out and finding enough entertainment, or at least stretch worthiness, that you follow. I appreciate it. Sarah says, this gives me such motivation. I've been strength training after these stretches. Oh wow, this is the beginning of your workout. That's hardcore. I appreciate it. I mean, I guess that doesn't not make sense. If you do PNF stretching, PNF stretching is a type of stretching where you contract the muscles as you stretch to sort of cancel out a stretch reflex. The stretch reflex is the muscles tensing to keep you from getting too deep into a stretch, because your body's like, whoa, you can't handle that. And if you do that, that will mess up your brain's understanding of how your legs work. In this case, legs, because we do leg stretches, not because in general your legs stop working after you do PNF. So if we go into advanced stretching stuff, try not to do workouts afterwards. Try to do the workouts before and then do the fancy stretches. But we haven't done any of those stretches yet, so you don't have to worry about that at all. You might be doing it subconsciously, but you don't have to worry about that right now if you're following the live. Chase says that we can do the drop down for the 2027 year with the splits, and I think I have covered the whole entire chat. Let's see where we're at. Ganowski says, Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you got a great workout in to wrap up the year. I know some people are coming in from other places that are not the US, and for you, it might already be New Year because it is late. Happy New Year, if that's the case. Happy New Year's Eve, Happy New Year's. I hope that you guys had a great workout, and I hope to see you tomorrow or soon. Maybe not tomorrow, soon. Because we're here every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring my good vibes into the internet, and I hope you bring good vibes into the chat and support each other so that we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. If you had fun, if you enjoy this, if you want to make middle split, side splits part of your New Year's resolution, something you really focus on in the coming year, this is the place to be. Even if you don't do the workout, we're here every day for an hour to do live side splits. So you can change whatever it is that you're doing to make sense and just have this fun little group of people here doing it next to you, adjacent. Anyways, that's the spiel. I hope you hit follow, hit subscribe, keep on coming back. We are practicing consistency and building something fun together. Cool? I got a couple more messages coming in. Sina says, love from Iran. Oh, lovely. What is that move when your front leg is in front of you and the other one is in opposite? That is called a front split, I believe, Sina. And are you talking about like this thing? Where you go, oh, I'm a little deeper than I was expecting. I don't usually stretch for the front split, but this is lower than I was expecting I'd get. That is a front split, but the thing that, if you're talking about something that we did in the live, front leg is in front and back leg is in back. We did a hamstring stretch that looked a little bit like this. So this leg is back and this leg is front. We also did a pigeon stretch, which looks from the front, it looks like this. The leg is coming across the body Your hips are down towards the ground, your chest folds over, and this back leg extends back behind you, and that is a pigeon stretch. Do we do anything else where the leg goes back? No, I think that's it. I think that's everything. Ugh. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. I'm not sure which one it is that you said yes, yes to, but I did 3 things. And if you got the right one that you cared about, then great. FM says, my favorite live. Lovely. Thank you. Sarah says, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. While the vibes are still good, and since I've run out of things to say for the moment, actually, no, I do have one other thing. I just posted a new YouTube video about habits. I don't know if I just smashed my hands together super loud and that sounded awful. I'm sorry. Everybody listening to my hands clap. I just released a new YouTube video about the 5 traps in building habits and that I have personally run into. I have done over 365 days of side split stretching at this point, and not all of them have been this hour-long crazy thing. That's been mostly in the last couple of months. I started super small, super baby easy exercises so that I could build up that consistency. And so I made a quick YouTube video about some of the mistakes that I have made over the years and traps that have gotten me stuck year after year after year, where I have failed New Year's resolution after New Year's resolution. So hopefully that you can not fall under those traps and get some progress done for this coming year. All right, that's the spiel. It's on YouTube. The username is @splits on the side, and it just came out maybe, I don't know, in the last 24 hours. So come check it out, please, and thank you. After that, go, I mean, no, you can do that whenever you want. But if you're already on YouTube right now, go do that right now. Sarah says, until next time later, guys, thank you for the guidance. Sarah, thank you for being here. Thank you for having a super productive week, maybe week and a half. And thank you for engaging in the chat and trying to keep the energy positive. I appreciate it. Sina on YouTube says, so do you train for front split? I have not been training for the front split, but seeing as I just casually was that deep just now after the middle split, I probably should and just get both of those at the same time. The front split, funny enough, is comparatively worse than my middle split when I first started. So I figured I would just work on the thing that I was better at. And I almost never do the front split. So whatever you saw just now, that was totally random. And I was like, oh, okay, that's happy bonus. Okay, cool. Alex says, did you already celebrate, Ken? Fireworks. Yes, so I am traveling and I am 12 hours ahead. So I've already had the fireworks. I'm in a country right now where there are no fireworks laws apparently, because there's just fireworks going off everywhere. Like in the distance, I'm outside of the city, so it's a little bit peaceful and a little bit quieter, so I could, be loud and do lives in odd hours. But from my window, I could see like fireworks going off in like 12 different places, like deep into the city. There's huge fireworks, and there's a whole bunch of like local little fireworks in like the little town square, and it was super cute. The whole entire window view was just covered in like smoke and fog, so it was it was a little crazy afterwards. But yeah, it was really cool. My girlfriend and I are going to a fancy hotel and having some New Year's Day buffet right after this. So I think that is a good segue for me to wrap up with. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Alec. And Melody would love to do a front split stretch routine. Honestly, that probably makes a lot of sense. And it probably is a good thing to mix it up so that we're not doing side splits every single day, and we have a little tiny bit of rest in between the leg muscles. So I will look into that, and I will work on potentially adding in a front split routine so that we have a little bit more variety in the show. And of course, because it'll be the first time that I'm making up new stuff in a while, I'll be all blah, 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 blah with my words. So I hope you'll forgive me when we add in some front splits. Cool. Sina says, it's 6:30 a.m. in Iran. Whoa, okay. Does that make sense to me? I guess that makes sense to me. What time? Yeah, it's about 4-ish hours ahead of me, or before me. Yeah, cool. All right, I think we are done. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Enjoy the end of 2025. I hope you enjoy whatever festivities you got for the rest of the day, or I guess rest of the evening. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for all the good vibes. Thank you for the good energy. Go have fun with somebody else. You don't need to spend more time on the internet with me. Get out of here. Goodbye, everybody. I'm closing off. And actually, no, more messages came in. I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to close them off. The fireworks has already started here. It is currently 8 o'clock MST. Whoa. Awesome. This is just people having fun. Thank you, as always. Poor puppies. Oh, no. Yes, a whole night of torture for all the pets. Okay, that's it. Oh, Junie says, wait, did you respond? What did Junie ask? Junie asked about... I'm scrolling back. I cannot find anything. Junie asked the question again. I just came back. Oh, the audio text. Yeah, I don't really know how to do that right now because I do this on TikTok mobile. So I'm doing this from an iPhone. And I do the other live on YouTube mobile. So I have just 2 iPhones on a stand right now. I don't know how exactly I'm going to figure that out at the moment, but I will look into it. So thank you. Thank you for the tip. That is a really great idea. So I don't have to, well, it could be a good idea or it could be a bad idea. You can probably tell I get distracted probably a little bit too easily. So if questions and comments are coming in to my ear as I was doing side splits back there, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if I get distracted and we start moving on from things that we shouldn't be moving on from, or if I will be super good at just ignoring people until I'm ready to respond to something. We'll find out in 2026. Sina on YouTube asks, do you have any plans for shoulder mobility? I do not currently have any plans for shoulder mobility. I think the goal right now is to focus on one thing at a time and not to make fitness overwhelming. I already spend an hour or so on this live every day, and I feel like for most people, spending any more time on fitness is going to be a little bit too much, and that includes myself. So I'm really trying to keep it focused to 1 or 2 things so that I can actually make progress instead of trying to like spread out all of my time across 10 different things. In this case, shoulder mobility would be 2, but I do not currently have that much for shoulder mobility. Sina is currently doing push-ups on the yoga, on yoga mats, and that really burns. Oh, it's all right, man. I do have tight shoulders, and for most normal people, you'd be like, what? That's normal, right? This is fine. I have a goal where eventually, once we get the middle splits, maybe the front splits as well, I would like to work on bridge, so the spine and spinal movement. I have an old injury here in the middle of my back from like 10, 15 years ago. I would like to focus on and take care of. I've done a little bit in the past year where the regular discomfort and pain is mostly gone, so that, like doing normal things, there's nothing that I'm worried about, but I would love to rebuild some mobility. And I have noticed that I sit a little bit at an angle. So when I'm not sitting, sometimes I notice one shoulder is a little bit higher than the other. And so I would definitely, it's on the to-do list of things to slowly work on to even out sort of the muscles and the angles that my body is hanging out at, because I have a bad tendency of just sitting at the desk doing something a little bit like this, where this rib kind of pops out. And because I hang out and I relax like this, it's starting to impact my posture in general. So there's lots of things that I want to work on, and it will be an unending list, I'm sure, because there's also like cool things that I want to work on, like holding these types of positions and getting stronger at them. So there's there's an unlimited number of things that I want to work on in fitness. There's only so much time in the day, and other than my back and my shoulder mobility being questionable, because I would like to do the back bridge, there is the most trouble with my legs and my hip mobility. And you guys on the live can see that I can get into some pretty deep, cool positions, right? But if I were to get out of the live and I were just to operate in normal daily life, I can't get into these positions by choice, right? So a lot of the time we talk about strengthening the legs in these positions and contracting muscles and trying to get a little bit stronger while we go and we hang out in the pancake like this for a while, that is because the stronger you are, the more control you have over that range of motion. If we were not doing the live and it's like 4 hours from now, if I were sitting on the ground, I would struggle to basically get into this position right here. So what I'm working on as an individual is trying to figure out how to control and get into these positions by choice and get comfortable enough here that I actually have control over the position. If I were, no, you've probably seen this with like a dancer who can just casually drop into a really advanced, super stretchy looking position. Maybe they can't get into a full split at any moment, but they can get into a very stretchy looking position at any time. That is what I'm trying to get to with my hips and legs, because even though during the side split show, during the workout, I can get into some pretty cool positions. As soon as I'm out of it, as soon as I'm sitting down doing work or whatever it is, all that mobility disappears and I'm stiff as a board again. So that's the next step of the training, retaining the mobility in normal life. Cool? All right, that was a big long spiel. I hope that was useful. And there's plenty of stuff that I gotta work on. Sina says, one more question. When I'm going into squat position, my leg doesn't fully touch the ground. Do you think it's because of my hip? When you are going into a squat position, your leg doesn't fully touch the ground. You're talking about the heels of your feet touching the ground like this. And what do I think the problems are? There are two really easy things to blame. One is ankle mobility and whether or not your ankles can push your knees far enough so that you can actually sit in this position. Typically, that is what most people blame. Another thing you can try to get into that position immediately is to open up your hips. It might be easier to sit deeper if your hips are open. And in that case, it would be your hips holding you back. If keeping your knees together, you can't sit down, and you can sit down if your legs are apart. That is the main difference. It is coming from your hips. Overall, there is a bunch of physics, depending on how long your different leg bones are. It's going to be harder or easier to get into a squat position. If you have a really long bone over here where you're in between your ankle and your knee, I think it makes it much harder to get into a comfortable deep squat position because your weight is going to want to fall backwards. Oh, that was dangerous. That's a table. Almost hit it. Whew. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm pretty sure those are the two big things. But if you have really good ankle mobility, and you can tell if you have good ankle mobility by doing a couple of stretches. If you can hit and hang out in pretty deep ankle mobility, then there's very little more that you're probably going to be able to do anyway. But if you focus on just that, maybe that will be the fix that will help you sit into the deep squat. Is because the squat engages so many different muscles that it's hard to know exactly without looking at what is up. It could be weird little things like you just have a tightness, an old injury in one of your muscles. So one hip is slightly higher than the other. And because it's slightly higher than the other, maybe your heel is coming up on just one side. That's all the information I got. I'm out of that topic. Okay. While I was rambling, I'm gonna just double check what I have missed in TikTok chat. FM says, okay, Happy New Year, everyone. FM is done. Junie says, okay, thanks. Sarah says, people definitely abuse that feature too. Yes, I believe that will be a problem, but I don't think we have that problem now because we have 10 people on at the moment. So I'm not too worried. And most of you guys at the moment, it seems, at least on TikTok, are super lovely. So I'm not worried yet. If there is a problem in the future and we have to take away fun tools, then that's a future problem. Sarah says, Happy New Year's. FM, this next year will be a testament to ourselves. Ooh, lovely. I love it. This is incredible. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for always keeping up the good vibes. Thank you for believing in yourself and putting in the work to make some progress. I hope you had fun. This is finally, officially, the way we're going to wrap up this live. That's it. If you had fun, if you enjoyed that we did 45-ish minutes of live side split stretching and then added in like 30 minutes of Q&A and talking and chit-chatting and Happy New Year stuff, then hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are doing live side split stretching every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we do this every day to practice consistency, building up that super important skill. We do that to build a little bit of community, to keep the good vibes coming back and forth, meeting new people who have the same goals as you, sharing in that good positive energy to help keep you motivated. And hopefully, if we suffer enough on the ground together with consistency, we can make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split, our middle split, our whatever hip mobility goals. And wouldn't that be nice? All right, that's it. Clearly, I've never practiced that version of the spiel, so I hope that wasn't too nonsensical. Let's wrap up. Alex says, the final live of 2025. Thank you. Made so much progress. Alec, that is so amazing to hear. I am so happy that... Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot. That is nice. I'm going to save that in a little folder. Actually, I'm going to smile and take a screenshot. I've taken so many screenshots where it's just absolutely awful because I'm talking and staring at text. I'm pretty sure that also came out pretty bad, so I'm gonna do one more. Fix the glasses, fix the hair. I'm a sweaty mess. Okay, boom. Whew. Thank you, Ali. That was a really nice way to wrap up the final life. I appreciate the final message. That's it. Goodbye. Go hang out with other people. I love you all. Goodbye. Bye. And now, bye, Sina. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a lovely year, and I hope you have an amazing year next year. We're here every day at 9 p.m. Eastern, so keep on coming back. In this case, I think that means it's 5:30-ish a.m. for you, so maybe you won't keep coming back. But if you do, it'd be lovely to have you. Goodbye.